Okay, that was Shiloh, and now we are going to have some interesting things because chances are the forces that I have are too large for the next scenario. So I may have to disband some units, and how I do that is going to be a very interesting question. I did pick up 1,000 additional men from the captured troops, which might turn out to not be that ideal, but we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and save this. And before I do anything, I'm going to take a look at the scaling. So notice that the much lower number of troops, 21,000, so they're actually at a lower army value, although they got a bunch of veterans, so it looks like their training is better. They're now 59 to 64%. So we have, Secure River. Is that the first one? Yeah, that's the first one. I hate Secure River. Okay, so we've got Secure River coming up. And that is going to 18,814 men, 40 guns. And I can bring 12 brigades. So now the question is, before I do anything, let's pick one of the bigger units, 6-3 Grenadier. If I disband these guys, does that calculus change? $18,570, so it went down by 300 men. If I disband another unit, will it change again? $18,329 men. So it's changing, but not a lot. And I just dropped 2,000 men. Let's keep going. $18,139. $17,262. $16,485. Look at my recruit stats now. Up to morale 20, firearms 17 because of all the disbanded guys. I'm not necessarily going to do it this way. I'm just seeing where the scaling is. 15,569. These guys were green. We can get rid of both of them. $14,984. $14,984. And just to be sure, let's disband one other unit. 14,938. Well, let's just keep going. I'm not clearly I'm not going to do this, right? Like, but we've got to see what the limits are. $14,888. Let's pop a couple of the artillery units. See if that changes things. It does. Yeah, let's just we can probably move these guys into one corps now. That takes me down to 3,000 soldiers and 20 guns. $14,866. So it looks like I think that was what it was before. I can disband one more unit just to see. Yeah, that's as low as it can go, I think. What happens if I get rid of these guys? Yeah, that's as low as it's going to go. 14,866. 36 guns. Okay, let's reload. So the question now is, how do I deal with this? I took a lot of casualties. There's some severely damaged units. I've got 13,500 extra men. I could potentially open up a new corps if I needed to. I've got a lot of weapons. 3,700 Mississippis, even 846 reboard farmers, which I'll hang on to for the moment. We've got enough JF Browns to actually create a unit. I might hang on to the howitzers because I might need them to absorb units, but this stuff can go. I'm not going to create a cavalry unit because that costs money. I've got a few officers. I've got Grant, who's a major general, and a couple of colonels. I'm going to put both points into army organization. Because that gives me 4 divisions, 5 brigades per division, 2,000 man max size. That's the size 20. No. Size 15? Is that the next one? Max divisions 3, max brigades 5. Yeah, the next point gets me up to 20. That's okay. I don't know that I can absorb 13,000 men. I probably don't want to use, well, I guess it doesn't matter. Not for purposes of absorbing those guys. Just out of curiosity, let's see what that does to the scaling. 20,000. Yeah, I definitely don't want to go up. Definitely don't want to go up. Let's see what else I can absorb. I got reboard farmers. I can throw out a unit that's 846. I'd have to buy. And for those of you who haven't done this before, what I'm trying to do is increase the quality of my recruits. When I disband these units, I'm going to dump them into the recruit pool. And doing so will change the stats of the recruits, which are generally crap because I'm the Union. So the more people I can remove from the recruit pool, at least temporarily, the more effect disbanding experienced units will have on that recruit pool, and the better their stats will be. I can create a unit 561 of Palmettos. And buying officers is no big deal. I'm going to end up buying these guys anyway as replacements, so, and they're relatively cheap, so that's okay. I think it was 518. No, 561. And I can certainly add an infantry brigade with Lorenzas, because obviously I'm going to buy the Lorenzas. In fact, might as well go ahead and buy some now. Make this guy 1,000 men, or even 1,500, 2,000. I'm going to soak those up anyway, so there's no problem with that. Same thing with buying Harper's Ferries. Let's see if I can get another 2,000 brigade or a 2,000 man unit in place with yeah, Harper's Ferries. Yeah, I can. Okay, that gets my recruit pool down to 2860, and I've still got 186,000 bucks. I can make a temporary. We're getting close to the limit here. I can make a temporary artillery brigade with 12 pounders. That'll absorb 300 guys. Yeah, that's not enough. Yeah, it's got to be infantry. And we got to pay for it. It's just, there's really just no way around it. That leaves me with 860 guys. Boy, that is not cheap. Okay, that gets me down to 0. Now, disband these guys. And these guys. And pull them into 1-2 rifle as rookies. Check that out. Yeah, that works really well. Wait, who did I? Oh, it was 5-1 rifle. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. I can add all the remaining rookies very easily here. Okay. These guys were green before they started. These guys were green before they started. No, those guys are more experienced. Most of the green units were, yeah, 5th Division, except for these guys who are already beefed up. Those guys got hammered, but they did make a 2nd star. I don't think we're going to be able to get enough experienced troops in there to keep that star, though. Suspend these guys. Yeah, can't go too far there. What sucks here is I'm paying for palmettos. Let's pull them in here instead. Yeah, I'm not sure I can pull this off. I think I spent too much on rifles. stealth for these guys, not accuracy. They're already insanely accurate. I can make these guys green and probably create another sniper unit. Who aren't complete idiots and already have some stamina. Yeah. Let's move the placeholders down to 2 core. That leaves me with 15 grand. He was green. Oh, they're full. Okay, I gotta move up. Snipers move up. 10-pounders move up. Those guys were green. 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 Those guys were not. Or did I already add them up? Ah, I shouldn't have changed anybody. Yeah, let's. I'm gonna restart. This is way trickier than it should be. What I'd like to do is avoid buying veterans. My goal here is to not buy veterans, but instead to use these green guys to suck in all these green guys who got experienced. Let's move them down to 2 core. Yeah. All right. 1484. Yep. Actually, I wonder. Would I be better off switching these guys over to the Mississippi's now? Which beefs up the... Yep. Beefs up the Palmetto numbers. Should allow me to create an infantry brigade with a bunch of palmettos. Yeah, 2,000. Fortunately, that leaves me 298 palmettos out. I have 488 Lorenzas. I can create a unit with Lorenzas. Because we're going to have to buy those anyway. Puts me down to 5,000 men. Yeah, it's just not enough. I don't want green men in that unit. I don't want green men in either one of those units. These guys can absorb some green men, so let's use up the 12 rifles we've got. He'll pick up an officer from one of the ones I bought. Yeah, I've got to buy guns. I have no choice. But I don't want to buy palmettos. I don't want to buy Springfields. I'm okay with buying Lorenzas. I'm okay with buying 1855s or Harper's Ferries, but they're expensive. Puts me down to 3,000. If I do another unit like that, that's almost everybody. That leaves me with 80,000. And plenty of rifles. So where can I absorb the other guys? These guys can absorb some rookies. But I don't want to. Some unit where rolling them in won't cause a problem. Yeah, here we go. Okay, now we're at 0. Who's the best? $42. These guys are pretty good. Alright, I'm going to disband these guys. And pull those guys into the sniper units. They're the best shooters. And create a sniper unit if I can. I've only got one spot, so I'll hold off on creating them until I disband another unit. Okay. Yep. Pull them into these guys. It's another 8,000 in Harper's Ferries I really can't afford. And these guys were the best shooters. Let's go ahead and create that sniper unit. Yeah, standard is fine. Because of all the units that need good stats, the snipers are definitely at the top of the list. Okay. Our next best, we've got a unit 1855s here. They're pretty good shooters. Disband them. They can get sucked into this unit. Yeah, they can get sucked into this unit. Is there another unit with 1855s though? Yeah, 2-1 rifle. Okay, that absorbs that. They didn't even hardly go down at all. Those guys aren't very good. Those guys are okay. Those guys are pretty good. Those guys are even better. So I'm going to disband this unit. And I will feed those guys. I can't because these are Mississippis. Damn it. Switch them to Springfields real quick, just so I can absorb these guys. At least some of them. I can absorb more of them into here now with the expanded Mississippis. Oh, it matches exactly 798 guys. That's handy. Let's leave these guys at 1500 for now. Although if they're going to be the only ones with Mississippis, it probably isn't going to matter much. Yeah, let's go ahead and max them out. 798. Okay. Next up is 6-2 Grenadier as the next best guys. Disband them. Pull more of them into these guys. Still got 222 men. I can put 154 here. For free. I've got Lorenzas, I can put the rest here. Okay, next best unit. Probably 7-1 Grenadier, 900 guys. Yeah. Where's that put me armory-wise? Yeah, what I need is another unit with Springfields. So disband these guys. And then find the unit that has... these guys. And swap them out. Then we can bring in these guys. Oh, well, no, we still have to pay. Well, okay, no, we're not gonna be able to manage to keep his second star. Just is what it is. He'll get it right back. Got no Lorenzas available. These guys, yeah, same here. They're just gonna have to absorb the people that are available. I think that's actually. Oh no, we got more here. That frees up enough Lorenzas to bring these guys in here. These guys are Harper's Ferries. These guys are Lorenzas, so we can pull them into here. Oh, no. Don't want to pay any money. Let's do 840 of them. Dance around a little bit more. These guys have Harper's Ferries. Should be a free officer. Yep, multiple free officers. Oh, no, that's adding a gun. Although we could add some guns. I'll think about that. Yeah. Set to one core. Is there anybody left who's experienced? These guys. I hate to give these artillery batteries up. I've got 912 experienced men. And that actually fills me up. I can't squeeze any more men in. No. I don't want to mix these guys. But I've got no choice. At least these guys aren't as bad as they were before. And then we can, there's another unit with Mississippi's around here. Actually, Lorenz's. Anybody left? I suspect these guys are crap. Okay, there's nobody left with decent rifles except for Grant. We can move the rest of them into there. Yeah. These guys are almost back down to bad recruits. What I could do is fold these units into my more experienced artillery batteries, which means I got to create infantry brigades again. Soak up the remaining units. You can see what a sort of a ridiculous dance this is because you yeah. Oh, that was not what I needed, but I can just add troops to him. 451 to be precise. Okay. Now we can disband these guys. And we can disband these guys. And that gives me some recruits that are not bad at all. And we will add them to our 24-pounder batteries. Not ideal. We'll add veterans here instead. Oh, we need men. Yeah, any one of these guys will do. $12,000 for that. Hope it's worth it. Okay, let's see where I am in terms of scaling. And ideally, we can replace these guys with kernels, since they're not in use at the moment. And yeah, Porter and Franklin in as division commanders. We can replace Loomis with Grant, so that these guys get speed and infantry the next time I need them. Yeah, I'll swap these guys back to Mississippi's. Can't. Swap these guys back to Palmettos. Swap these guys to Mississippi's. And then finish buffing those guys out. Yeah, okay. Let's see what this puts me in terms of scaling. $21,000. Oh, that is horrible. Oh man. Yeah, that is a problem. That is a big problem. So I've got 14,000 men in this corps. I mean, yeah, I can disband these guys. Still 21,000. That dropped it a little bit. This, I mean, this is 5 brigades right here. $19,000, 44 guns. If I get rid of these guys, $18,601. Wait, what was the gun count? 36. The lowest I could go was 14,000. Which honestly is pretty absurd. I mean, do you think I could do this with 3 brigades? I don't see myself doing it with 3 brigades. I just don't. And it really begs the question of if I go even further down, right now I've got 8,000 men. I've got 8,000 going in against 18,000. So more than 2 to 1, and I'm on the attack. And supposedly I can take 12 brigades. Nah, I've screwed this up. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put some more thought into this. I need to go to lunch, so I'm gonna let this go, and just yeah. This is gonna take a lot more thought on how to set this up so that I have enough brigades to do the job, but I have a minimum of scaling. I don't want to fight 20,000 guys here. It's 18,800 with 40 guns, as I am now, which is 14,000 men. The only thing I can figure is that it must be adding more weight to the larger brigades. So yeah. Anyway, I've got to go to lunch. So I'm gonna pick this back up when I come back. I'll change this to be part 1 because this is nuts. Because if I load this one, which is a reasonable force. In fact, it's a force that's almost exactly the same size as the previous one. I added a couple of 8-pound, 24-pounders. I pulled in some 10-pounders, but I also disbanded. So I added 2, 4, and then I think these guys had 8. So I added 8, but I dropped 12. So I'm actually down guns. But you go to the scaling, and he's got 21,000 men and 46 guns. So something here is not right. Like, it's not counting just the numbers of men. It's counting the numbers of maxed out brigades. Which also means that I may not want to put my career points into army organization because I may not need to. It's going to make the swaps harder. But yeah. That is really weird. So, all right, I'll be back later. Thanks for watching.